Time for the Tesla and Palantir weekly update. And starting off with Tesla as usual, we can see that what price did this week was just a big, massive rejection. And when you look at the linear scale fib here, we can see the 786, 347.58. It wicked above what, but was unable to close above. So it closed below. And I did warn about it last week how even though it closed above it last week, there's still a lot of resistance above. And one example of that would have been the Ichimoku baseline, right? That is at 351.39. That was a rejection there. And then if you go to the log base fib too, also the 353.19. So even though it did close above that linear scale, it wasn't really guaranteed to break higher simply for the fact that there's still a lot of resistance above. So we're just range bound, right? We're going to go back to that linear scale and just take a look. And the range is technically between the 786 fib and the 702. So until one of these breaks, it's not really going to have any kind of excitement. It might just be range bound. And in fact, it might even still go back down to retest the 320 zone. And I think that would be a healthy development for a breakout and a back test, right? Maybe even a little bit of a liquidity grab below and perhaps even touch the cloud below again. So very, very nice developments here for Tesla. It just takes time to break this resistance zone, especially the 786 on linear scale. It's a big zone. So just got to be patient, got to give it time. Could take a few weeks or maybe a little bit longer. But in the grand scheme of things, everything is still bullish, right? And we can go to the log-based again just to show you right here what I'm really looking at. And we can zoom in. And this is just another example of being resistance, right? There's that 886 fib and there's the arc, right? I did show you this last week that once it touched that arc, it is a possibility to get rejected. And sure enough, that's exactly what it did. So just more and more confluence of resistance. We can go to the linear scale again too and take a look at this and simply look that it did not touch that 358 just yet. So maybe it might still gravitate up there and touch it and maybe get rejected before. So this is just part of that same large range though, because that is right around 358. And price did get to, what did it get to this week? It got to 354.99. So it got very, very close to that GAN level. So not yet. So everything that I'm just showing you guys is just Tesla is range bound. And nothing exciting is going to happen with Tesla until it can break above this big resistance zone. And I would say a clear break would be above like 358, 360. And if we don't get that 358, 360, then I think it's just going to continue to stay in this range between the 347 and the 323 until it's really able to break definitively above that 358, 360 zone. And next we got Palantir. And Palantir, I think the only thing that really matters here is my linear scale GAN that I've been showing you for a while now. And it has broken above that 114 and that has shown price stability above it. So we did break out. We already back tested it. We continuously are making higher lows with each wick so far. So it does have the potential to carry its journey higher and higher. But as long as it really just stays in this range, I think it's going to be healthy. It's going to be above the 114. It's going to be healthy. So even if it does go back down a little bit, it's fine, right? And where do we think it's going to go in the short term? Well, I think if we go to the log scale chart here, and if we just take a look at the log scale Bollinger Bands, I think this is kind of showing a picture here with the rejection of the top of the band last week. So we just went sideways. And now if we even go to the monthly chart, this kind of shows a better picture of support, right? So that kind of coincides. This top of the Bollinger Band is still holding that support, 116.34. So that kind of coincides with my linear scale, 114. So we can watch the momentum here with the log-based Bollinger Band and on the monthly chart. And if it keeps on expanding, which it is, right? It keeps on expanding. And if it keeps being on the top side of the band, then that can still be support. You can see this whole time on the way up, it's been riding the top of the band as a support. 1 month it closed below, but then it quickly reclaimed it and it just back tested it and it keeps on going. So this is just more confluence that maybe this momentum can continue. So this 116, 114 zone that I'm showing you, if that continues to hold as support for Palantir, then we're going to probably see it just keep gravitating higher. And the next major resistance zone is going to be this 1.618 Fibonacci level at the 157.62. So this is what I'm watching, right? 157, get there. I'll be a little bit more cautious, but as long as it maintains in this 114, 116 zone right here, I think everything will be fine. Palantir can just keep consolidating there, and just after enough time passes, it'll just continue its journey higher.